What's up, everybody? What's up, goats? We just had a wonderful weekend of the NFL back at training camp, full swing, full go. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And of course, we're going to get into the perfect fantasy football draft from the 2 and 3 hole. Let's get it. Hello, Fantasy Goats. I am your shepherd, and I am very happy to be here with you, and with you on this fantastic Monday, July 28th. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I had probably the best weekend I've had in a long time. Not too long, but I just had the NFL Network on almost 48 hours worth of it. And so, yeah, a lot of that's on repeat. That's okay.
Yep.
Because there's always stuff that you get that you miss the first time,
Yep.
first go. But yeah, man, all that stuff. The NFL Network, they did themselves a nice job. But we're gonna get some training camp news and notes. We also, I definitely want to. We are going to get into the absolute finest, bestest, greatest possibility of a fantasy football draft if you have the number 2 pick or if you're in the 3 spot. And we're going to dissect, a good portion of these drafts, maybe 10, 11 picks worth. Okay. And we'll evaluate and discuss amongst ourselves and with you, of course, goats. If these players are being drafted at their ceilings. Do they have more? Do they have more production in their tanks? Are we drafting them right at value? Or, look, we're all trying to get them at their floor where we have the most potential. So, let's begin, shall we? Rhino?
How you doing, man? I'm ready for this, man.
Before we do anything, we're ready for this. How was your weekend?
It was good. Watched Happy Gilmore 2 on Friday night, and it was really good. Good movie. Watched the NFL Network. Had that on while I was cleaning a house and music. So kind of killing 2 stones at one time, or 3 stones. Yeah. So it was a nice relaxing weekend. It was nice seeing the NFL Network on.
You do know the NFL Network,
especially some of the ladies that are on it. So.
You do know the NFL Network is always on. It's just a matter of we have live, real deal action.
Yes.
Right, JX?
Yeah, no disrespect to America's Game, the top 10 list and all the other stuff that they have on the NFL Network, but it's finally here, right? The information that we want, the information we're looking for, the NFL Network provides us what we finally want to see. I also watched Happy Gilmore 2 this weekend. I don't know what people were expecting, but it delivered for me. It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yep.
No complaints here.
No, none.
I've got a little bit of a hot take, crazy take. One of those types of things where, I have not seen the first Happy Gilmore. Yes, this is a recorded show. I get that, this will live in infamy with me. I have not seen the first Happy Gilmore.
Wow.
Ergo, I have not seen the second one. I've heard a lot of, the Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler fans were, they loved it. So, I get it. I certainly get it. I'm just not in that bucket.
You're in a Star Wars bucket.
I am in a Star Wars bucket, absolutely, or Godfather, Godfather bucket. I'm in a lot of different movie cinema genres, right? But him in the comedic sense and that type of funny, that's not for me. The NFL Network, all day Saturday, all day Sunday was for me.
Yeah.
Let's get to a few items before we get into the perfect drafts. And I see our goat Vince is here with us. We appreciate the GOAT, and we should let Vince know just in case he's like waiting to see his roster, his lineup. I wanted to use Vince's also, but because this GOAT is so eccentric with his drafting, because he is just throwing almost everything up against the wall with all of that fire that's going on with his drafts. I kind of just wanted to peel away at like a more what looks to be more of like a traditional build of the 2 spot and the 3 spot. That's not to say like, look, if I wanted to use this GOAT's draft, but what do we make of training camp? I mean, like, yeah, sure, it is an opportunity for us to hear from the players, hear from the coaches, the commentary that goes along with it. But there was also some key items. There was some key injury items. There was some stuff that we definitely need to take into effect. Where would we like to start? Joe Mixon? Was that like the first like shooting?
Yeah, let's start there because that, and like I said, we knew that he had been in the boot all off season, and then I don't my brain doesn't work that well. Well, I don't understand why he's not put on the pup but put on the NFI because NFI is non-football injury, so he got put on the NFI. So I don't know the difference right there. Maybe you do, Jax, because you got a bigger brain than I do. But that opens the door for, like I said, Nick Chubb and Woody Marks, because people forget Damian Pierce is on the pub right now too.
Yeah, Damian Pierce is. Well, I mean, if this news wouldn't have broke, I don't think Damian Pierce would have lasted through camp. But
No,
now he might stick around. But didn't this team also bring back Cam Akers, or is that another team?
no, Cam Akers is on.
That's another team.
Yeah, another team.
All right, so forget. All right, let's get back to Joe Mixon. The reports were that he like re-aggravated the foot issue that was taking place, or that stemmed from I think late last season,
Right.
where this thing was just he was on the road to recovery, and it definitely went the wrong way, took a turn for the worse, and yeah. Right now, there's no timetable in sight, I think.
No.
So, like, he's definitely going to be on the shelf. The NFI versus the pup at this point, at this time of year, I think that probably has to do with roster management. Because again, you can only carry an X amount above the 53-man roster, so you can only carry so many,
right?
And you have to, if there are injuries or this or that, non-football injury, physically unable to perform, and then there's a bunch of them. I think it has to do with roster management and where they're going to place players in order to keep more bodies onto the practice field at this time.
Yeah, just really quick, I was just looking at it to kind of see the difference between the NFI and the pup. Like Rhino said, that NFI is just outside of football. The pup is inside of football. With the NFI, team kind of has that designation to pay the players, compensation, sort of say. So I mean, it could be a money issue. And, it could be a situation where we don't really know how he re-aggravated, but it probably was something that the team didn't like. So. Yeah, I mean, not to interrupt you, but I wasn't on Joe Mixon at all this season, regardless. I haven't been watching him really closely, but yeah, for Nick Chubb and Woody Marks, this makes a good situation for them.
One more point too is the fact that remember they have a new OC right now.
Yeah.
Right. So all these reps that Woody Marks and Chubb are getting are important. They're gonna be ahead of schedule compared to Joe Mixon.
I would say Woody Marks would stand to benefit the most from the additional reps. Nick Chubb is a professional.
Yep.
So I think whatever playbook is handed to him, because it is a new OC, as you pointed out, Rhino, and this man does come bringing in what D'Amico Ryan said was a new brand of offense. It's not like from the McVay tree. It's not from a Shanahan thing. It's this guy's offense, which is all fine and good. I don't think Nick Chubb will have a problem understanding what the concepts are, though, whatever the run plan is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Woody Marks, on the other hand, needs to pick this shit up. Excuse me, Goats. And yeah, Joe Mixon. And listen, Joe Mixon should be able to get it and pick it up also, but now he just can't get the reps. Yeah, I would think Woody Marks is definitely going to move up boards. Nick Chubb is going to move up boards now, unless we hear otherwise. Unless we hear something like, Nick Chubb, is still a little slow because he's coming back from an injury. And then let's see. Who would you be surprised if, like, in 2 weeks from now, Joe Mixon is now cleared? It surprise me. Although the news isn't good, but it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't bode well for his outlook. And yeah, I mean, like, I would most likely be fading Joe Mixon at this point of the draft season. I got one share of him already, and it's not looking good for me. That same team as Quinshon Judkins.
Yikes.
Yeah. So look, man, I'm here for it. I'm gonna compete no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Because the rest of
you're a goat.
the rest of the squad, the rest of the squad is filthy. Let's get to some other news and notes injury wise. Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's big, but I don't think it's as big as people are making it seem to be. And this kind of goes back to, I don't know if I said this last show, but this is only the fourth day of camp for most teams. Yes, it sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't suck, but I mean, like, it's the fourth day of camp. He's gonna be healed. He's gonna be fine. He knows the playbook. He's thrown with JJ enough. Like, they'll be fine. And once he comes back, they'll pick up right where they left off. And we won't even remember what happened.
I agree.
The first thing I asked was whether or not this was the same leg. It's not the same leg. I'm not sure if it really makes a difference if it was. I don't think it's that serious. But when it's one of the best players in the NFL and one of the most prolific skill position players that we have for fantasy, it's gonna, shit. Is it moving? Is it moving his ADP anywhere? No, it's not. It's not. Anything else that you two would like to cover or address?
Yeah, because it just broke before we came on that Tyler Guyton tore his ACL. So that's one more offensive lineman for the Cowboys that's gone. So
yeah, that's unfortunate for the Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, he's their future left tackle, so it's not looking good for that.
No.
I don't know what they're gonna do, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know how the depth is.
He was that first round pick last year, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
See, Jerry said it. Hold on a second.
Did it surprise you guys to see that Jake Ferguson get an extension before Micah Parsons?
Nah. Now, giving Ferguson that extension now is clearing some money so they can give it to Micah.
If they give it to Micah.
Giving Ferguson the extension ahead of Micah Parsons was just the easier of the two contracts to get done. And see, Jerry said it best. He said it best. Like, we're not going to go spend up and get like a blue chip running back out of the draft until we know our offensive line is straight. And he didn't even think the offensive line was in A+ form with this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's anticipating a Tyler Guyton missing an entire season now. No, he's not that. But That's lousy as hell. That's lousy as hell because we need Dak to be protected still.
Yep.
We still need that. Forget about a run game. You need a pass block.
Are you guys going with that? Are you guys going to fade the running backs for Dallas, or you look to see how things looked in preseason?
He's always fading them.
Yeah, I was always fading them.
Yeah.
I think their running back who does anything for them is not currently on the team. And I think they're going to be throwing the ball quite a lot. So, yeah, I wasn't really on any of the current Cowboys running backs.
Yeah, Javante may get the first crack at it. He may show you a little burst here, a little burst there, cross over the goal line, like when it's like third and goal with inches to go. He may, we saw some nice clips of Jadon Blue after one day or 2 days prior. It was more like, there's bad news coming out of that camp regarding Jadon Blue.
But then I read today that news was coming from a former Cowboy player.
Well,
A former not a current Cowboy player, but a former one.
What do I always say?
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the goats. Trusted, verifiable sources, goats. Not Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Dove. All right, let's get into this thing. Because I looked at the board, and as I was alluding to earlier with Vince. By the way, folks, if you're joining us for the first time, we really appreciate you helping us reach our next goal, which is 500 subscribers by week 1. Please subscribe to the FantasyGoats channel. Please like our video. That helps us tremendously. Thank you so much. I looked at the entire board, and again, I wanted to use a few of these, but I figured, you know what, this 2-3 spot, these two drafts are pretty solid, and we can really sink our teeth into it. Bijan Robinson, Trey McBride, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. John James Conner, then Jalen Hurts. Roma Dunze is in the sixth round. Stephon Diggs is a 7th round. Jaden Reed, and then Emeka Abuka in the 9th. And then he took the which may have been an auto pick. I can't remember if that is true or not. Doesn't make a difference. Let's just go with the players. Bijan Robinson is your 1.02, if not your 1.01. But since basically 99.9% of us seem content on drafting Jamar Chase again. Well, not again, but drafting Jamar Chase 1.01, first pick overall, then Bijan Robinson should be, in most cases, your next pick off the board. It's absolutely at the ceiling, as far as I'm concerned, and there's really, that's exactly why there's a ceiling, because we are expecting him to absolutely, at the bare minimum, repeat what he did last year. If not, many of us think that he could exceed it. Mm-hmm. How much more is he going to exceed it? That remains to be seen. What are your thoughts now, though? This is where it gets interesting. What are your guys?
I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet. I don't think he's come close to reaching his ceiling yet. I've said this, and I've said this before too. I think his second year in this system, I can see him put up Todd Gurley numbers, and I think it was 2018 when he had almost 2,500 yards from scrimmage and 17 touchdowns. I could see this happening for him.
Oh, me too.
I could see him being a running for Offensive Player of the Year and maybe MVP.
Me too. Me too. He just can't. There's just no other higher pick other than the one that's going right before him. That's all. Like he's directly at the ceiling, in terms of the draft ceiling.
Okay. In terms of drafting, okay, gotcha.
In terms of the draft ceiling, he's right there. It doesn't get any more higher, and that's exactly where he should be with the opportunity to exceed it. But to exceed it though is like saying, okay, fine. Where is it going? Fantasy wise, yes, we want as many points as possible, but it can't get any better than where you're getting it right now. Or that's about as high as it could get. It's Trey McBride's spot where we could have a conversation.
Yeah, I like Trey McBride at that spot. But it is also how you value the tight end position.
Right.
I guess I can understand where you may be a little more wary. Like, I don't know if I would take him that high, but I look at the tight end position as if it's a wide receiver position. If my tight end can produce wide receiver fantasy point finishes, then he's as valuable as he can get. And getting basically a top 10 wide receiver at the end of the third round turn, I think that's an excellent pick.
He would have to, in my opinion, or in my analysis, Trey McBride is going to have this basically the same season as he did in 2024 to be paying off at that price. That's the problem. That's the issue I have. And what if he doesn't have as many catches?
And that could very well happen.
What if what if Marvin Harrison like praying to the fantasy gods? What if we get this guy more involved? We're hoping that we get Marvin Harrison more involved because that's another guy who we're hoping that he exceeds the ADP and we're drafting him at his floor. But again, we'll get to that person, that draft at another time. It's Trey McBride right now. And it's not that it's inconceivable. Where like, okay, fine. So let's say the dude doesn't have as many catches, he may not have as many yards, but let's say he may make it up in touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going to be going with it next. For a Trey McBride, for a Brock Bowers, we haven't. There's like you say, there's still meat left on the bone. Like he had all those catches, he had all those yards, but he had virtually no touchdowns. So yes, can the receptions pull back? Can the yards pull back? Yes, they can. But that means that the touchdowns the touchdowns will have to go up because he's not going to lose target percentage in the offense. He's too reliable on that team to lose target percentage. So if he's not getting more receptions, he's not getting more yards, he has to get more touchdowns.
What if, let me throw this out here real quick. What if they decide to sign somebody like Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen to go as a number 2 for Marvin Harrison? You don't think that would affect Trey McBride?
It would. I don't know if that would. I don't know if they would do that. For I'm just thinking about for the way that they like to do things. But I mean, if it happened, it's certainly this ADP is not good anymore.
So for Amari Cooper, no, it would not. However, Keenan Allen, yes, I think could. Keenan Allen is going to be operating in similar areas, similar fashion.
A possession receiver.
To where Trey McBride operates out of.
Correct, yeah.
Amari Cooper is strictly outside, and if anything, I don't see Arizona replacing Michael Wilson with Amari Cooper. But if they think that they're in some sort of wide receiver room depth, trouble or issue, and they add him, Amari Cooper, I would not see it affecting Trey McBride. But yes, the other way I do, to an extent, yeah. All right, Trey McBride again. A lot of it has to do with if you value this position, where you're gaining an advantage over the other one, your other managers that are drafting or waiting on tight ends, then look, last season he was like a 4th round a 4th-round ADP. So based on the season that he had, now he has outperformed last season's expectations. Is where we're drafting him now, which to me, if I'm gonna go for one of these premium dudes, premium not 1.5 reception, but one of the premium guys, I'd rather wait another round. I'd rather wait, or if I don't even get that guy, I'd rather wait even longer.
I'd rather get in this case, I'd rather get like a second running back or a receiver. The more or less I'm getting a second running back. So I'd take Bucky Irving.
So take a look at Team 3.
Yeah.
Take a look at Team 3. Once Team 2 drafted Trey McBride, then it came back around and he did take JSN. Once that wide receiver was off the board, he just went back to running back.
Yeah.
But I did want to highlight, because here's the difference. You have Sam Laporta being drafted in the 6th round. I don't have a problem with that, nor do I have a problem over here with TJ Hawkinson. But back over here, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 3rd round, 3.2. We've been on record that we're not totally in love with the situation. I know JX, you're not in love with anything Seattle related. I mean, I don't. In the 3rd round, if you're gonna draft a wide receiver, I don't think it's gonna get worse.
No, I don't think so either.
Again, this is someone that we're probably drafting correctly. There's a potential there. There's a potential for him to, rack up more catches. There's a potential for him to go well over 1,000 yards. And if he becomes a 10 touchdown guy, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, but we were talking about how ceiling and floors, right? I can see a couple of those guys that are going ahead of him. And am I thinking, is he a 3rd round value? Because like you said, the floor could be he exceeds what he did last year, right? The ceiling could be he exceeds what he did last year, but the floor is really bad. Like the floor is Cooper Kupp is stealing targets out the wazoo. Sam Darnold's not playing good. The O-line's not playing good. Like that's the floor.
They're putting Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. And I mean, I look over, like I said, a couple picks to the right there. We see a lot safer ceiling and floor with like T. Higgins, but you're really risking it in the 3rd round with Jackson Smith and Jigba there.
I get it. I do. When we opened up the draft season, like maybe even pre-Sam Darnold, we were high on JSN. Again, this is someone who's probably a little bit too high based on the numbers and based on where he was, again, drafted last season, and now he's rocketing it up to the 3rd round. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back, because I think JSN started out too high, and now he's kind of corrected it. It's corrected to some degree, not much, but don't you remember, Rhino? JX. I mean, JSN was going like back to back, like where Ladd McConkey's being drafted.
Yeah, the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Which has been corrected. Now it's not. Ladd McConkey is pretty much held steady. JSN is not. JSN has slipped. All right, John James Conner. I mean, I don't want to knock any of these guys' picks. I'm not here to do that. We're not here to do that. I wouldn't have done that. So let's just skip over it. I mean,
no, you're right.
I wouldn't have done that. Let's go to Jalen Hurts, 5th round. That you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, with the exception of maybe over here, which isn't even the 5th round. That's the 4th round with Josh Shiesty.
Right. And that's good value for Hurts in round
That
5.
is excellent value for Jalen
Excellent
Hurts.
value. Because I think he'll exceed that.
Yeah, of course he is. That's the whole. Of course he is. While others, many others, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the entire round. So 11 other members or league mates were drafting the other skill position players. He took Jalen Hurts here to kick off the 5th round. No other player in this round is going to score more fantasy points than Jalen Hurts.
And that's good drafting right there to draft like that too.
I happen to agree.
Yeah,
I happen to agree. Now, and what's interesting about it too, right? We still don't really put Jalen Hurts into the same tier or the same small group of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. But like Jalen Hurts is, especially off of last year, maybe because of the passing volume went down a little bit, but the touchdowns are still there. All that touchdowns on both ends, passing and rushing.
Yeah, I think the passing value will come up this year too.
Let me put it this way. I don't think that there is that much of a difference between, let's say, Josh Allen's numbers in the 3rd round versus Jalen Hurts' numbers in the 5th.
No, not much.
No, not at all. No.
There's not going to be that much of a difference.
There's a world where Jalen Hurts finishes quarterback 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not a crazy take or crazy
Not
scenario. If he starts 17 games, there's a possibility, there's a chance that he's quarterback 1. Like I said, getting in the 5th round is a great value, excellent value.
Could you imagine? And I know you can. That so the Saquon rushing attempts decrease. So he's not getting the rock as often, but yet Jalen Hurts becomes more accurate, and he's clicking more with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and his tight end and Johann Sebastian Dotson. Could you imagine that? Like if that the dude he's still in his 20s, for Christ's sake. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be gung ho Jalen Hurts. I'm gung ho on the Jalen Hurts draft pick spot.
Yeah,
we're here to provide advice, not just in season, but before it. Goats, Rome Odunze, we're all fans here.
Chef kiss.
We're either going to be dancing, moonwalking.
Yep.
By week 8, or we're going down with the ship and Odunze. But I don't think it's going to be the latter. I think we're going to be moonwalking and like the smooth criminal leans and whatnot. 6th round, I don't. It doesn't really make a difference. So maybe he did go up there and reach for him a little bit. Maybe.
I don't think so though. I think that's a perfect spot for him.
Yeah.
I've got him again. Everyone's draft is different, and I was about to say I don't really think it makes that much of a difference because again, we're drafting Rome Odunze at the 4 right now with plenty of room. Stephon Diggs is kind of like a boom or bust here in the 7th. It's basically his 3rd wide receiver in this setting. Jaden Reed is another big boom or bust. It's another floor play. Emeka Ibuka is all floor, total floor.
Yeah.
Total floor. Now, here's the tricky part. I want to play a little devil's advocate, JX. We're brought into the talent. And yes, Baker did sit in front of the cameras over the weekend and gush over him. We are bought into his talent, but what if it just like other rookie wide receivers, it just doesn't happen right away, and we're waiting for it like Jalen McMillan, or maybe he does have like a little, he came down on his shoulder too rough as a rookie, and now he's got a short AC joint. So it could be anything, and maybe are we getting too ahead of ourselves with Emeka Ibuka? Again, the talent is there for dynasty. It's a no brainer. We're drafting him pretty freaking high, or we're not really drafting him that high. We're drafting him nicely
Yeah.
in
No, I think
redraft, but it may not. It may just stay here at the floor.
I think we kind of are. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't expect this to be his ADP moving forward.
no.
This ADP currently now, the way it is in round 9, that's excellent value. You maybe can get him around 10, but talk to me in 2 to 3 weeks when he's going around 7, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Chris Godwin's not out for the season. Jalen McMillan still plays there. Mike Evans still plays there. K-Dot still plays there. That's where I'll start to get a little bit like, okay, we need to relax on Emeka Ibuka.
Well, you know what it is, right? In 2 to 3 weeks, it's every home league member, the casual fantasy football fans who love fantasy football, they absolutely still love it, whether you're playing 10 years, 30 years, 5 years. But, they're now consuming all the news and all the resources and all the smoke and all the hype. And it's like, oh, rookie wide receiver. And once more drafts take place and his ADP is going to climb a bit. Yeah, so to that point, I completely agree 100%. 100%. Let's go over to team 3. Let's start up top. Wide receiver 2 off this board happens to be CD Lamb Chops, one of my favorites, one of them. Again, this feels like we're drafting him absolutely perfectly. I mean, like 1,500 yards, 13, 14 touchdowns is in the range of outcomes for CD Lamb Chops. Why? You've seen it. It's possible.
Yeah, and I think at this spot right here, it is a good spot, but you also could go Gibbs and Jefferson and still be sitting good.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't know about Gibbs, although I get it. I don't know about Gibbs, but if someone's going to take a look at the scoring, oh, my league is PPR, they're probably going to pull the trigger on Lamb, Jefferson, our guy Malik. They should definitely be in this conversation. Hello, Goats, Malik Neighbors. I mean, did you see Malik Neighbors this weekend?
I didn't want to talk about it, but since you brought it up,
Of course, I'm going to bring up Malik Neighbors. Did you see how silky smooth he looks? Russell Wilson sitting down with I think Judy Batista and Mike Garafolo. Russell Wilson's gushing over him. He wants to learn. He's asking questions. Well, we have this the wrong way, JX, and not we, but many, I fear, have this the wrong way. Okay, this isn't a quarterback upgrade for Malik Neighbors. It's a wide receiver upgrade for Russell Wilson.
Still we're looking at it.
So this is a wide receiver upgrade. But let's stay on track, because we could talk Malik Neighbors all day long. JX, all day long. Bucky Irving.
I love this.
Hold on 1 second. So and I don't want this to be a big concern. It's not a big concern because CD Lamb is an elite wide receiver. He's going to get his targets. He's going to get his yards. He's going to get his touchdowns. But when we're talking about this high of a pick, it is going to be this small a margin, right? I mean, we've never seen CD Lamb play with a wide receiver as good as George Pickens next to him.
Well, I don't know, because Amari Cooper was good when he was there.
But was he the number one though?
Yeah.
Or that like simply like CD was CD Lamb the number one?
No.
Yeah.
Cooper was.
So, yeah, Cooper was. So this issue, that's the only. I'm not saying he's not going to be worth the pick, but I'm just saying this kind of small thing makes me go. I maybe would prefer like Justin Jefferson, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm really just
It's apples and oranges.
thin airs.
Yeah.
A lot of it is predicated CeeDee Lamb to hit on this mark. A lot of it's predicated on Dak's full 17 games. There's really no reason to think otherwise, unless it's a re-aggravation or a new one. And George Pickens, I think, is only there to help him. George Pickens might have his best season of his young career, but I don't really think I don't expect George Pickens to be the recipient of 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns either. I expect George Pickens to be the guy that gets around 1,000, while CeeDee Lamb is just killing people one-on-one, killing them. CeeDee Lamb is on record that this opens up so much for them. George Pickens. Oh, and I feel remiss. We're gonna go. We need to go back to Bijan Robinson. When Bijan Robinson sat down with whoever the hell was over in Flowery Branch, Michael Penix will be operating out of the pistol. Bijan Robinson was, again, he said that this opens up so much more for them in the run game.
Give me chills just now.
Like there's more plays, there's more schemes now that he's operating out of the pistol. And you could tell Bijan is like trying to like disclose and be fully transparent, but then you could see Bijan like holding back shit. You know what I mean? Like it was great. Like like this whole entire offensive apparatus is going through this man, and he's and his season last year, by the way, he's not content with. To Rhino's point,
right?
Because the benchmark is where Saquon was last year. He wants to exceed that, and he's probably going to do it. All right. I'm glad that I remembered that, Goats. I didn't want to leave any of the Goats without that information in case you didn't hear it. Get out, right?
Also, did you hear about the pronunciation of his name?
Yeah, Bazan, right?
Yeah, so apparently we've been saying it wrong. I don't care. You're Bijan. You're Bijan. I don't care.
He's Bijan. He's Bijan Dijon. That's right.
Bijan Robinson. No, you're Bijan. You're Bijan Robinson for all of us fantasy players.
Very, very, very witty comment, of course, from the big fella. We are analyzing this draft, my man. We're analyzing. Look at this draft. Let's analyze it together. And Jason Goat, how are you? It's Bijan, just like it's not Tetaroa. It's Tet. Very simple. Bucky Irving scares me, Rhino.
Really?
Chase Brown doesn't scare me, but Bucky Irving scares me.
Why does Bucky scare you? Because he doesn't scare me at all.
I think we're
figure out. He didn't start until what, week 6, week 7? So give him a full season at the one back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Next year we'll be drafting Buck Irving in the first round.
Yeah.
I'm not really here to poke too many holes into it. I'm not. It's so possible. And yeah, that sample size that we do have in terms of the production is a sample. It's not even like a full 17 games of full snap complement. But that's where I'm going. What if they don't give him a full complement? What if they continue to work in Rachaad White?
I think if they want to win, they know they got to give him a full complement. And Rachaad White will get his too. That's a given. But
yeah, I just think that's okay. I mean, he still finished running back 7 with splitting carries and Rachaad White getting carries to the end. Sean Tucker is still a player, so if Rachaad White goes out and Sean Tucker, they'll still keep the same kind of rotation. Yeah, I think Bucky's just kind of protected like any position he's in. I think he's being drafted currently like right where his floor is. Like wide receiver, running back 9, 8, like that's where he's going to be.
All right, let me ask you this, and I know I've asked it before. Oh, come on. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on, man. But we might as well just leave him up there. I think I would have pulled the trigger on JT. We've known
And
it.
you wouldn't be wrong doing that either.
I think if I wanted the running back there in the second round, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on JT. A little bit more of proven commodity. We know that he absolutely spikes. We expect the Colts he's like focal point of this offense, or is one of the focal points of the offense. It's Bucky. For some reason, I just would pass. I would pass on Bucky Irving, and I may have done JT. That's it. And we might be splitting hairs. And when it's all said and done, I think you guys could absolutely be spot on, which you guys typically
So
are.
who got picked after Bucky Irving? Because Taylor got picked in the second round with the first and the turnaround on
After Bucky, after JT, it's Tyreek Hill. It's Tyreek Hill. Then it goes to JSN.
No. Okay, so right here. So the next
Chase
guy over at the second spot, he got AJ Brown.
Wait, where? Wait,
In the fourth spot, the guy picked AJ Brown. So he could have gone AJ Brown instead of Bucky Irving. Would you rather have AJ Brown right there instead of Bucky Irving?
No, AJ Brown's off the board. That's why.
Okay. You're right. My bad.
I mean, I don't have the possibility of it, Rhino. But I mean, like, if you're telling me that Bucky Irving swaps with, let's say, Ladd McConkey, so now that means AJ Brown and Ladd McConkey are available. One of those two are available. Yeah, I'd be crossing my fingers for Ladd McConkey, and then I'd be crossing my fingers that my RB1 for this team, this three hole, is Chase Brown. Perfect running back right there. Perfect running back who's expected to get the full workload.
High volume.
According to their offensive coordinator. That's right. I know the big fella, if he's still in there, months ago when we drafted in his league, Chase Brown may have been too high, too much to the ceiling. I don't think so, to be honest. I think there's a little bit more room left. Much like Bucky Irving, so it's kind of like the same argument. Chase Brown is going to now play, knock on wood, 17 games. JX, are you good with the Chase Brown third round?
Oh, I love it.
I
love it. Chase Brown is a top 5 running back in fantasy football. And he's being taken 12th. He finished as high as he did, and he didn't start the whole year. And this is in the situation where Bucky Irving, he has 67% attempt percentage or 61 attempt, and he takes 80% of the snaps. Chase Brown is a 95 guy.
Yeah.
He takes 95% of the snaps. He takes 92% of the carries. Like, he is the running back. He is the only running back who sees touches in that offense. Chase Brown has the ceiling to finish. I know it just feels weird to say, but he has the ceiling, the attempt percentage, the snap percentage to be the running back one. Like, he really does. He can compete for that if he consistently gets those catches and those rushing yards in that offense.
I can buy into that.
Chase Brown was seen with the wide receivers this weekend. Now with the running backs, he's running routes with the wide receivers. They need him. They want him to be a pass catcher as well for the position.
Because he's dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands. That's the open field.
It's Chase Brown season. It's whenever you have the name Chase, good things happen. Marion Hampton is a 4th round draft pick. Again, much like that James Conner. It's like, okay, it could very well pay off. It might take a little bit of time for Marion Hampton to, get his feet out from under him. I'm sure Najee the Pirate's going to return. Like Najee the Pirate's going to return at some point. It's a rookie running back, so like at some point, yes, this dude is going to absolutely smoke. I just don't know how long it will take for him to smoke. So again, the 4th round, you're drafting him at the floor, but it is a little risky.
Mm-hmm.
The JMO pick in the 5th.
That's value right there.
I want to say it is. I want to
It
say
is to me.
it's big boom, or big bust.
I don't think so this year.
I
Just from stuff I'm reading and stuff about what they want to do with him and Gibbs actually too.
Dan Campbell, he's more mature. He's just putting it all together. And
Yeah.
I'm not making this shit up. Like this is everything that I've like listened to this week.
And the OC saying they need to get him. He expanded his route tree, and they want to get him more in isolation.
I just saw this. I noticed this guy's this team named Jalen's Attorney. JMO in the 5th. Now here's where I think this is like one of the better picks. Aside from that Chase Brown and aside from obviously his 1.03, Sam Laporta, 6th round. So okay, Trey McBride went in the 2nd. I'm sure Kittles is definitely in the back of the draft. Sniper Mel, yes. This guy decided to wait for Sam Laporta. Here's the money question. Can Sam Laporta not put up the same type of season as he did as a rookie? Could he not put up the same type of season as Trey McBride did last year? If you answered yes to either of those, then this is an absolute smash pick at Sam Laporta's floor again.
I agree.
You notice who's next?
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'll be quiet.
Would you? No. We want you to talk.
No, that's a good spot for him. That's
the last thing. The last thing.
That's the perfect spot.
Is censor you when it comes to.
I'll just shake it off, so it doesn't really matter.
Who's it after Laporta? Is that at least close my eyes a little bit. Is that Deontay Thornton? Is that who that is? Is that Deontay Thornton got that pick afterwards?
It's our law firm. It's the law firm. I mean, 7th round. I think he probably could have gotten him later. So I'll say that.
Probably.
And I think you're drafting exactly what you're getting. And he's just been consistently that. Nothing more, nothing less. The Raiders are going to be, at least with their philosophy, totally committed to a running game with a heavy 12 personnel, from what we were told. Or at least that's what they want us to think. Dante Thornton looked nice. Jacoby Myers is going to have his purpose. It's just it may not necessarily be that much for fantasy. He's critical to their operation.
We will see.
Okay.
As far as camp reports go, Jacoby Myers is the only one who's consistently on the football field as far as all 3 of the wide receivers, or all 4 of the wide receivers. There is that. But as far as camp reports go, I am more excited about Brock Bowers and Deontay Thornton. I'm on the Deontay Thornton bandwagon now.
Thank you.
I'm not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I think they're making him a real thing there. But Jacoby Myers is going to be on the field a lot. I mean, he's just going to be there because that's their guy.
Jacoby Myers will be their possession receiver. What's up, Hussein?
What about the Jack Besh? Jack Besh was excited to put on pads. You want to hear that from a rookie. Yeah. Debo in the 8th. I mean, I don't. It's not that again. That's not really my cup of tea. But he's
No.
probably being drafted at the floor as well. Debo Samuel, who we all know, if he's in open space, he's going to be difficult to take down if he stays healthy. If he doesn't get pneumonia, and if Terry McLaurin signs, it's probably better for Debo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If once Scary Terry gets into camp.
It is an interesting situation though.
Speaking of Scary Terry, did you see that
Yeah.
scary contract that Walmart's handing out today? Aisle 7, aisle 8.
I mean that is look. I mean the contract that Cortland Sutton got, Terry, you have to accept that. That is your contract.
Yeah. But he wants like $10 million more, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
he wants.
Yeah, Terry's smoking, but so is Penner or whatever his name is. Like Cortland Sutton, $23 million. Like
That's cheap though. I mean, listen, that is a Walmart bargain price.
It is kind of cheap. I'm not sure if he's worth that, but it is kind of cheap. And I think it was more like a reward. Like, thank you for the last 2 seasons.
Now back when I was going out, that'd been a blue light special on Kmart for Kmart.
Yeah, that's a rollback special. Remember that? That's a rollback.
It is a rollback.
Yeah, but like I said, that contract did nothing but hurt Terry McLaurin and anything he's trying to achieve. He said he wants the same contract as DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf makes $36 million a year.
Scary Terry is smoking that funny stuff.
Yeah.
All right, one more pick. Well, you know what? I got 2 here. We got Baker in the 9th. Just got a new not a new contract, but they maneuvered around his contract, so he's got guarantees now into 2026. Good for him. They loaded him up with a blue chip wide receiver. Like Baker's found his home. Baker in the 9th round feels about right. Not in that crazy 6th, 5th round where he started, but Baker Mayfield in the 9th, even if he throws for 32 touchdowns and not 40, and 4,000 yards, that will exceed anything in the 9th round.
Yeah, he's a great pick.
Because I see some bozos. I see some guys like Jalen Warren. Oh, what you do here? You must not have been paying attention. Yeah, Michael Pittman. Pittman is. I don't care how heroic, but again, I don't want to start slamming players and slamming teams. That's not why we're here. And Kyle Williams rounds out this particular exercise. This is an upside play.
Yeah.
It's an upside play. It's definitely at the floor. Not sure how much work he's going to get. Rhino, I think Pop is going to begin to separate himself a little bit more and more. I do. I think it's Pop, and I think it's Stephon Diggs, and I think it's Hunter Henry, and I think it's Travion Henderson. And how much?
Did you see that pass he caught that put freaking Duggan on his ass? Damn near broke his ankles.
Oh,
Henderson, man.
Just
that was the first time I've ever seen him juke somebody.
Really? Oh yeah, that was more. That was.
I did see that.
So
before Kyle Williams, though, I mean, yeah, this is a training camp special right here. Round 10, we're picking Kyle Williams all up, because he's kind of getting a lot of press right now. But yeah, he's fighting a lot of veterans, a lot of different players. For me to be taking him in round 10.
But okay, yes, he is. But those are players that came from the last regime. This was their draft pick. So I think sometimes to kind of look at that and take that too when you're talking about it. I
understand that.
And plus, Pop Douglas is probably the only one that's left over from the prior regime that is worth talking about. That will run. So we could see a three wide receiver set of Diggs, Pop Douglas and Kyle Williams.
Absolutely. I mean, without question. But the other issue, three wide receiver sets, those aren't, you don't get those 100% of the time. That's number one. Number two, it could also kind of sort of be like a situation that we expect again in Denver, where it's like, okay, so let's say Kyle Williams and Pop Douglas are nice, are good tandem on the field together, and then add in Stephon Diggs, but then maybe Stephon Diggs doesn't really work well with Pop Douglas, but maybe that's where we get Jalen Polk. And they have a lot of them. There's a lot of receivers. Kendrick Bourne. I mean, and they may very well
Boutte.
Anybody with
and
that
Javion
last
Baker.
name, Keyshawn Boutte, and also from LSU, has a chance to be special. So yeah, that's exactly the perfect example. Keyshawn Boutte, Kendrick Bourne, and Kyle Williams. Pop Douglas, Keyshawn Boutte, because those two happen to have been on the field at the same time, and Kendrick Bourne. I don't know what it's going to be like, but the point is, it could very well be like that. And we don't see Kyle Williams until week 12, where it starts to click with Mac Jones.
Drake May.
Let's not forget, not Mac Jones.
Yeah, don't make that mistake. But Boston will riot us. They'll get his ticket up there if we see Mac Jones.
Drake May, Drake May actually looked like he put on some muscle, put on some weight. Not to say that this means he's slower or he won't be running, but he looks more like an adult. He looked good. He looked good.
Oh, yeah.
Drake May looked good. That was the last point I wanted to say with the Patriots. There's not much with the Patriots. Yes, right. You know who else is going to be on the field out of all these wide receivers is the ones that pick up the offense, pick up the playbook the fastest, the Josh McDaniel playbook, and there's the ones that could block the best or understand what their assignment is. So that damn well Keyshawn Boutte may not even pick up on it. I think that's it.
True.
We got Who Soaked. Mr. Who Soaked the Goat. My brother had joined us for a mock draft. Joined us to practice his strategies, to practice his roster builds. Used this opportunity, once spoke in the wheel of everything that everybody should be doing to become better. The King Henry first round pick. CMC in the second round. I'm going to snipe the shit out of this guy. I'm going to snipe him. Because I love him, and I'm going to snipe him if I have the opportunity to. Marvin Harrison in the third. Look. Marvin Harrison in the third. I could see if Marvin Harrison pays off. Marvin Harrison gets over 1,000. Marvin Harrison gets close to 100 balls that Trey McBride had. Marvin Harrison is going to be probably where Puka Nacua is, where Josh Jacobs is, where Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is most likely Amon-Ra St. Brown's last season being in the first round, just like this is A.J. Brown's first season not being in the first round. It happens.
Yep.
They all don't just stay in the first round for 5 years in a row. They don't. Love the Marvin Harrison pick. DJ Moore's Zariah. We love the Devontae Smith. Love that. 5th round pick. Where Devontae Smith was always higher than that. Aaron Jones we could live without.
I'm loving Devontae Smith in that round more and more. I just think naturally, the Eagles are going to have to pass the ball more. Just naturally, they're not going to do the same thing twice, right? They're really not going to just run Saquon on the ground again. they're going to have to throw the ball more. And I'm loving actually both of them, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith's ADP more and more every day. Great, it's a great pick there.
I love that pick. I love the Patrick Mahomes in the 7th round. I love that. This is a league-winning quarterback in the 7th round that could damn well throw for 45 to close to 5,000. Not even kidding you. Not even shitting you. When Rashee Rice, did you hear this? I don't want to mistaken who the quote actually comes from, but when Rashee Rice is on the field, he is there. Oh, Steve Smith. Steve Smith. When Rashee Rice is on the field, he's their wide receiver 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to get him on the field first. But they will all eat. Patrick Mahomes is on a mission, and the Broncos are going to wind up beating them in like the divisional. That's the way it's going to happen. You heard me, right? This is recorded, Whoso. Mock drafts are important to do. I don't care what others have to say about it. Practice makes perfect. You're not the only one who thinks that. You're not, and there are millions of people that feel the same way as you do. And the apps like Yahoo and Sleeper don't have the function to do them just because they needed to put a function there. So yeah, no, I get it. I may not be doing them, and I understand both sides to the coin. I get both sides of the coin. All right, we're gonna close down this lab so we could reopen the other lab, which is not on camera. All right, well, guys, that's a great show. Really appreciate you, goats, for hanging out, for watching, for supporting us. We appreciate the likes. Please hit the like button. We appreciate the subscribe function. We really appreciate that. It's going to go down Labor Day. It's going downtown. Labor Day. We have our draft on Labor Day, right?
We do, and then we have our draft. He's in my IDP draft. That's on the 31st. But yeah,
So
ours is.
The Whoso asks me yesterday, when you drafting? Do you have any drafts on Labor Day? When? I'm like, yeah, I got one 9-1, 9-2, and 9-3. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's it. That's a wrap for the season. Yours, the Dynasty, and 2 home leagues. And then obviously anything between now and then as well. But so then he asks me, well, what time? So what are you asking? Well, what are you wondering what time my draft is? So I write back, when I tell them they could begin is when we draft. Well, both of you didn't like the joke because he didn't laugh right away. You're not laughing.
I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me.
Yo,
No.
Mr. Joe. I'm sorry, Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
I said we begin the draft when I tell everybody that we can begin the draft. It was a joke.
Oh, I got it. Ha ha.
Like bumblebee. All right. We will be back tomorrow. We appreciate you. I know. See,
Make a difference, man. Have a blessed week and
JX, go Cubs.
Go Cubs. What do you mean? Go Cubs.
Go Cubbies. Wish I could go back time. Put some money on the Cubbies.